There's times where you said that in anything you want to do in life, we always want to learn, and I think sometimes it comes to a point where learning is is great to learn. I'm not saying to stop learning. There's a point where you've done enough learning. Now you have to take action. You have to actually get dirty in the field, whatever. Hey everyone, we are back real quick, and normally I do one video a day, but today I wanted to just share real quick another one because I went back into my bookshelf and some of the books that I've read across last couple of years, and really trying to come together with the books that really impact me and which I really liked, and reread a couple of times a year. And I think this one I already read it once, but I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And man, this book is so life, I would say, changing in the sense that if you look at it for the context or the actual deep meaning behind the story and how we can use that in our lives, it has such relative life situations, right? And how we all um, go through those stages in life and every day. And I really want to share a quick, impactful quote that really today I read it, and it really a couple of quotes, actually, not quotes but insights in the book that really, I would say, resonated with me. And I don't know if you ever had a chance when you ever read just any type of book that you resonate with that character or with that emotion or with that situation in a book or whatever book you're reading. And there's a couple of things that in the book itself. The Alchemist, if you haven't read the book, The Alchemist is the gentleman that the young boy is accompanying to find his treasure. And at the same time, the alchemist is supposed to be this wisdom person that's supposed to teach him things. And there's a part in it, if I can find it, that the young guy tells the alchemist, um, I thought that basically I'm gonna give you verbatim, but basically the young boy asks, the young man asks the alchemist, I've been following you for all this time and I haven't learned anything. You haven't taught me anything, and I thought that the part of you coming with me to teach me your lesson, your wisdom. And he states that, and then the alchemist tells him uh, that he followed other individuals with a lot of wisdom, and they never taught him anything as well. And there he says there's only one way to learn, and the only way to learn is it's through action. And man, isn't that really like kind of how life is? I know myself. I still seek out individuals that have more wisdom than I do in any subject, and I want to learn things. I want to take some grains of salt, right, and absorb it and use that for myself. And there's times where you said that in anything you want to do in life, we always want to learn, and I think sometimes it comes to a point where learning is is great to learn. I'm not saying to stop learning. There's a point where you've done enough learning. Now you have to take action. You have to actually get dirty in the field, whatever analogy you want to use, but you have to get out there. You have to use action. You have to try, and then you fail. You might fail more than you want to, but that's exactly how life is. And I think whether you're trying to start your own business, where you're trying to start something that you've been always thinking about and you never started it, uh, all the research, all the learning is great, but at one point you have to take action. You have to start with something, and learn as you go. As we're seeing now with the pandemic, the city itself, they're learning as they go, which is why a lot of things are delayed and a lot of things are still in process, and there's no dates set on stone, and everything is a daily update because they're learning as they go. And I think that's exactly the implement we want to use for our lives. Like, learn as we go, and not wait until we learn something to the max to do something, right? And I've had that as well in many of my endeavors. I always want to learn as much as I can before I jump into it. But sometimes I've learned in the last year posting videos here on YouTube is that the more you start doing things that you're scared of or you're worried about, the more better you get at it as you practice. And anything else in life, the more you do it, the better you get at it naturally. Obviously, others take more time than some might take more time than others, but eventually you learn a lot of things. And if you don't learn the key takeaways that are how you might transform or grow in that process. That was one, right? And here's another quick point, real quick, where I think a lot now, especially with the pandemic, it's kind of changed. But most of our I would say your chase that we trying to accomplish is always with the end goal of what am I gonna get in there, right? What's the unending? What's the receiving side of it for me? Obviously, how am I gonna profit, monetize, whatever it is you're doing? That's your first, I would say, initial thought, right? And he states that that most of the other alchemists that try to follow whatever it was that was out for them in their lives, that's when they try to look for the gold. He says they were looking only for gold, quote unquote, and they were seeking treasure of their personal legend without wanting to actually live out the personal legend. And that is so crucial, right? I think whatever we do now, moving forward, especially with the pandemic, you want to do it because it's something that you want to do, and it's something that's calling you, and you truly want to be a part of whatever journey it is that you're taking. And examples could be, you get a career just because of the benefits and the pay, and when those stressors come, and they're gonna come, and those tests come, you're not gonna be able to survive that. You're not able to sustain that because it's something that you don't really are made for. As opposed to when you are doing something that you feel you need to do, you go ahead and take the hurdles. You go ahead and take the setbacks. You keep on pushing because it's nothing else you'd rather do than whatever it is you're doing. So if you guys took away anything from this, is follow what you love, and learning is great, but the best learning is taking action. So thank you everyone for taking their time here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.